Hi, good morning. Or possibly not such a good morning. It's about 6:05 and it has been doing this for the last 5 hours or so. I really don't want to get out of the tent. Oh. Right, it turns out I was camped next to a railway track as well. I think the trains maybe stopped coming about 11 o'clock or something like that, so it wasn't too bad in the end. But yeah, it's extremely wet outside. There doesn't seem to have been any leaks in the tent, which is great. It's all held up nicely. I've not even had the got some like little storm shutters at the bottom, and obviously it wasn't raining last night, so I left them open and they've been fine. There's nothing come in. So yeah, we shall give it another half hour or so and pray that things calm down and stop, but I don't think they will. I think I'll be walking in the rain this morning and packing up in the rain, so have another little lie down for a bit and see what happens. Good morning, nearly afternoon. I've not been able to film this morning at all because basically it's just been raining constantly for about 11 hours now. This is the first real time it's stopped. It's got light and kind of drizzled before. There's still a bit of drizzle coming down actually, but yeah, it's been utterly miserable. You can see the views are just starting to clear out as well. Kind of like most stuff so far has been kind of wreathed in this cloud and mist. It looks worse that way. I'm glad I'm not walking that way at the moment. Plenty of sheep about, so I'll give you a bit of a recap of what's gone on this morning so far. Woke up and everything was soaked. It was chucking it down, so even though your tent doesn't hold any water, when you're trying to pack it up in the rain, you can't do it. You can't do it dry. It's not possible. So I've got a wet tent in the bag, which does grate on me a little bit, but never mind. Feet have been all right again. The glove is still in the shoe. That's still doing its job. I've got a blister on each heel, which more of an annoyance than painful, I would say. It's just like on the side of each heel. So I walked about 4 miles this morning, I think, to get to Tyndrum. The trail itself does actually kind of just go around the back of Tyndrum and then bring you in near a kind of, I don't know, like a motorway service station, I would call it, at the side of the road, the Green Welly stop. And then you kind of head out the back of town. I walked through town and stopped at the Real Food Cafe, which is really good actually. I was really hungry and I was just really thirsty, so got myself a big coffee, some milk, a full breakfast, black pudding, beans. Don't normally like baked beans, but I wasn't going to argue this morning. Sausage, bacon, some sort of like Scottish bread thing, I don't know what it was. It was nice though. I'd have more. If you're going to bring me more, I'll take it anytime. So yeah, the guys in there were really nice actually. Obviously it was chucking it down and I was absolutely soaked, and I'm under no illusions that I probably stink as well. And I said, look, I'll sit outside because I'm soaking wet through. He was like, no, it's alright, sit inside. So yeah, I was really happy to just get in, be able to sit down on a proper seat and have something hot to eat and use their free Wi-Fi, which you had to use to place your order from the table anyway, which was quite cool. All COVID and all that. What else? Seen loads of really big toadstools this morning. Tons of them. One of them looked like a little house. It had a little window in and everything. There's been so much rain there. At one point you cross under the A82 road on like a little walkway underneath the car bridge, and if the river had been up any further, I wouldn't have got across the walkway. It was like lapping at the edges. Now there is an alternate, so you can go kind of up and round and cross the road and go over the car bridge, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but that's how much water there's been. All the streams are just flowing away. There's puddles everywhere, the trail's kind of a stream in places. Apart from that, it's been quite easy going so far this morning. Most of the tracks have been like this one in front of me, just kind of working along. You got the road on one side and the river. There was, oh, I can still see, yeah, just a train track up there on the right. So train, foot traffic, river traffic, road traffic, we're all going in parallel at the moment. What else? Oh, I passed a really interesting little place this morning. The ruins of, I think it was it St. Fillan's? I want to say St. Fillan's, like chapel or something like that. There was only a few walls left. There was an information plaque I took a picture of, and this like really tiny little graveyard with some ancient gravestones in there. Looked like it was about to be undergoing some sort of restoration work, but it was kind of just like in the middle of nowhere. It was a bit odd. And then that was there, and then a little further on down the path there was a place called, I think it was Strathfallan teepees, where there was some like camping pods and a camping field that you believe you had to pre-book, and so that would have been a possibility for last night if I could have made it the extra 2 or 3 miles, which I don't think I could last night, to be honest. I was wiped out. But yeah, it's not bad. Everything is soaked. Like I say, my waterproof, I only brought my lightweight one, which was a mistake, and I've just been feeling like freezing cold water running down my my stomach and my back most of the morning. It's obviously wetted out, which I'm not surprised about. It's just been relentless this morning. But it's nice to be able to see some views again, although it looks like just coming over this ridge here, it looks like there's going to be a lot more mist and rain to come yet. Not too sure how far I'm going to get today. If the going's like this most of the day, then be able to put down some decent miles, I think. It can't be any worse than Loch Lomond yesterday around the edge of that. It can't be any more technical than that, I wouldn't have thought. But there's been quite a few people on trail this morning, passed quite a few. Oh yeah, pet peeve. Enjoy your walk. No, doesn't matter who you are, enjoy your walk, but have a little bit of respect for other hikers, please. It's like this couple in front of, well, 2 couples in front of me, so 4 people walking together, 2 in front, 2 behind, 2 abreast. So I'm walking up behind them and like, morning, morning, shouted morning twice, nobody replied because they're too busy chatting away. So I had to go around the outside of them onto like the, well, you know, had to go out of my way, and then got behind the 2 in front of them. Morning, hello, no reply. Had to go around them again. So, you know, just be aware of your surroundings and other hikers. It only takes 2 seconds to take a step out of somebody's way. We're all out here enjoying the same thing, and I don't know, it's like, it's only a little thing, but it is one of my pet peeves, I've got to admit. Always gets my goat up. Anyway, I've probably made up for not videoing this morning by talking for ages. I'm a little bit annoyed that I've not been able to video this morning. Did manage to get some photos with the phone, which probably will be going on my Instagram account if anyone's interested. It's at P_MATLEY. There's all sorts on there from the PCT and Canaries and Cleveland Way, and obviously this trip I'm putting some on when I can get to phone reception. So yeah, that'll be it. I think there's maybe another coffee stop in probably 5 or 6 miles or so, and then not too sure after that, so I shall go and swim across this little lake here and see you later. Okay, so I'm now stood on the Bridge of Auchreach, or the Bridge of Auchreach, however you want to say it. There's the Bridge of Auchreach Hotel, just up there. Still see all the mist hanging around, it's not clearing at all, although it's looking clearer over that direction. You can see there's plenty of water in the river. Gonna get run over. And on this side, doesn't look to be quite as fast flowing, but yeah, so I was going to stop at the Bridge of Auchreach Hotel and grab a cup of coffee, but I'm not too sure if they were open. I can't see any lights on. I guess maybe there was people going in, but there's another stop in a few miles, I think. If there isn't, it's not the end of the world. It's like quite a nice little camping area here though, if you want to camp next to the river. And then we've got the trail continuing up here. Looks like there's a little bit of climbing coming up, and then kind of up and over a little bit of a saddle. So it'll be nice because it's mostly been flat this morning. It'll be nice to use some different muscles in the legs. My calves are feeling really tight this morning so far. So yeah, I might see a bit of wildlife up here as well. Maybe I've not seen a great deal so far. A couple of deer that I forgot to mention on the first day. They were both young ones. The ducks, geese, Highland cattle, those, the wild goats. Saw a couple more of those later on that day. They were wild, and you can actually smell them before you see them. That's how you know they're there. And then I did see a big bird of prey yesterday, but it was kind of circling in the trees right above me, and I couldn't get a good look at it to see. I don't think it was big enough to be a golden eagle. I'm going to guess it was maybe a buzzard or something like that. Possibly it was that kind of size, but God, it'd be nice to see a golden eagle, I've got to admit. But maybe around Glencoe, that'd be nice to see one there. So yeah, that's the little Bridge of Auchreach I've just passed through. There's not a great deal there. There was like a fire station, a few houses. There was an old primary school, a little primary school, and it was actually up for sale. Looked like it had been out of use for a good couple of years, I would guess, at least. Guess if you were into maybe wanting to make an outdoor activity centre or something like that, looking for an investment project, as many people are nowadays, that might be a good one for someone. It did look like it needed some serious work doing to it, I've got to admit. But anyway, onwards and, by the looks of it, upwards. Hello again. Okay, so the weather's just been, when I came up and over that saddle, that climb that I did back there, that was actually bigger than I thought. The weather really closed in again at the top of there, like really strong wind, driving rain, and then kind of dropped down from that into a little place called, I think it was Inveroran, just a couple of houses and a hotel again. And then you do a little bit of a road walk, which was actually quite welcome relief, and you join onto this, it's an old drove road to Glencoe, which is great. The history, again, I love it. They think of how long this road's been in use, and it was once a public road, so it's been here for hundreds of years. And the amount of people and different uses that have, that have used this road and passed along it over the years. It's fantastic. Hey guys, how you doing?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, it's about just past 1 o'clock now. I do need to find somewhere to stop and eat something. I've got a sandwich and a muffin if they aren't crushed and soaking wet through in the bag. I think to relieve myself as well. It's getting ridiculous. Every time I try, someone comes around the corner. So yeah, it's I think I'm about 10 miles from the King's House Hotel, which I'm doing okay. I'm not doing too bad. Hello there. So yeah, not doing too bad. It's I think I could be a bit in front if I'd tried, but I should, fingers crossed, still be able to make Fort William for kind of Friday afternoon, Friday lunchtime if I get a good day tomorrow. But yeah, it's been obviously very different today with the weather from what I've been used to the first couple of days, and it's been, to be honest, it's been quite nice to see it like this, because this is what I think of when I think of Scotland, just kind of a bit dismal and drizzly and murky. And I think if it had been bright sunshine all the time, it would have been nice, but I would have felt like I'd missed out a bit. So I've gotten rained on, gotten cold. First night in the tent was freezing cold, I've got to admit. Last night I was actually very toasty warm last night. I made sure I dropped down some elevation, and I was quite low. I was also quite well sheltered in some trees, so yeah, there was no wind, hence why again this morning there was a lot of condensation on the inside of the tent. But it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to find somewhere to sit down and eat my... can't remember what it was I bought now. Some form of sandwich and a chocolate muffin. Yes! Alright, just quickly, while there's like a little break in the weather, I'm still on the Drove Road and it has been horrendous. Like strong winds, driving rain from the left. There's no cover whatsoever, so you're completely exposed. You're completely open. I saw some poor folks a couple of miles back. The lady had a problem with her foot, and in the middle of the pouring rain, she was getting some first aid from, it looked like, the group leader. Yeah, so anyway, it's starting again, so I just thought I'd show you what it was like on the Drove Road. Good evening. So, a quick recap. Gear bomb, dude! Yes, a gear bomb has gone off. Everything's all over the place, basically. I've managed to get myself to Kinlochleven, or I think that's how you say it, which is about 31 miles from where I started this morning. The weather when I got past the King's House Hotel took another turn for the worse. Walking through Glencoe was just like hell on earth. The trail was actually a river most of the time. And then you go up the Devil's Staircase, which, yes, after about 25 miles in the rain, is as bad as it sounds. It was actually clear though when I went up there and I got to the top, coming down the other side. The wind really picked up and the heavens opened again, so I got soaked again. There was no way I was going to camp, so I basically just kept walking and kept walking down a huge descent into Kinlochleven. It just seemed to go on forever. Got to the town, the youth hostel. I tried to get in there. There was nobody on reception. It was closed up. I rang the phone number. It just went to answer phone. So I walked into the town centre and I managed to get the last room at the pub, which I can't remember the name of it, but they've treated me very well. I've got a nice room. It's got a bath in it, which is now going to go and get used.